Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. Today we have two looks from the new ABH Sugar and Spice Palettes. They are limited edition, I believe, so I don't know how long they will stick about for. We're going to create a look with each palette. So before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads. And if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go get started. Okay, so ABH has brought out Sugar and Spice. And we're going to create a look with each one. 9 pan palettes, a combination of matte and shimmers. So we will start on, what will we go with first? We'll go with Spice. That is the warmer of the two, more neutral, with, I want to say three mattes, creamy mattes. Then we've got 3 really distinct shimmers. These 3 here are creamy mattes. These 3 here are really distinct shimmers. And then this is sort of a hybrid, these two and this up here between them. So let's just do some swatches. They are really creamy. I know I don't normally do swatches, hey. So the first 3 rows for you. Going into the shimmers next. They are super, super creamy. If you can see them, the light's not doing them justice. And finally, the bottom row. Again, as per usual, my pasty arm is not the ideal palette for them, but they are beautiful. What are we going to do with them today? Okay, going in with this shade up in the top left first. Okay, if you can hear a noise in the background, you should know that by now. That's Jelly. Her and my husband are having a little bit of a play. She's very vocal. So just tucking this in as the transition shade. So you know how I've said that our house doesn't have a lot of privacy? Well, where I'm filming now, even more, has less. Our house is very open plan and there's no real sound barrier anywhere in this house, so yeah, it is what it is. Okay, that's blended really, really easily, super neutral. Going in now with, oh hello Jelly. Going in now, this has got a slight shimmer particle in it. I don't know how that's going to translate, but we're giving this crease a bit of depth. How nice is that? Just if you are very basic and want a super neutral palette. Now, is this anything outstanding like when you look at it? Not really. If you've got any neutral palettes with a slight bit of shimmer, you most likely don't need this. But if you need something new, or you don't have a lot of neutrals, then this 9 pans, I think this is where it's going to be. Moving forward, a lot of makeup brands are downsizing their palettes and not doing quite so many. Huda is one of them. Her newest one is her last one of that size. What do I think she'll do? She'll either do more 9 pans or she'll downsize to 12 instead of 18. Okay. That's simple. That is simple. So I've just put a nude liner in my waterline, and underneath the eye we're going in with this darkest brown matte now, while I work out what I'm going to do on the rest. I mean, she's neutral, it's not like I even need to think about it really. So going in, obviously I'm trying to use as many shades as I can for you. So going in here with this mid, which is sort of a cool tone taupey colour, and it's got those little flecks of shimmer in it. Not a lot to give it a complete shimmer finish unless you are just pressing down on it. But I'm using that to blend out this makeup underneath the eye. So, just working back and forth. All the makeup that I will have on my face at the end of this will be listed below in the description box as well. So that's blended out really lovely. I like that. I like that. Okay, going in with this one now. Again, guess what? I like to use them all for you. Tucking that on the outer corner, that's got a bit of, it's almost a mahogany, got a bit of rich depth to it. Let's tuck that in there, and then we will blend. So you can see I've just sort of pressed that in. Cleaning off my brush now, and then just going over that in circles to diffuse out. It's going to pull away some of the intensity, which is actually what we want, cleaning it off for this side, and it softens the look for you. I mean, how easy is that done? Love it. It's blending super easily. Just going back now. Nothing on the brush, just using brushes that I have used for the other shades to ensure that that blend is diffused. So by the time I move into this other space, hold on, just cleaning off the brush, just grabbing that first shade. By the time I move into this other space, which is actually behind me, after Christmas, from listening to me talk doing this, my husband's going to know all the terminology, and we'll probably be hearing my voice in his sleep telling him how to do things. Okay, I'm not going to use that shade today. Let's have a look at these shimmers. Okay, I'm going to go in with this shimmer here and press. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, do we like? I think we do. That's stunning. And same on the other side. Now, just be aware, this is super, super soft, these shimmers. So if you are using a brush, you will definitely need to spray your brush with setting spray. Otherwise, I would imagine you could end up with some fallout. That being said, using my finger, oh yeah, I have got a little bit of fallout happening there. But that's okay, not enough, because of the colour of it, it's not enough to cause an issue. Going in now with this central shade and just using that as our inner corner highlight. And you know what? There's only 2 shades I haven't used in here, so let's do it. Going in with this shade I said I wasn't going to use. This is really like, look at that. And I'm just going to tap that very gently on that outer corner. We like. And then I hadn't used this one, so I don't know if you can see how much that's picked up on that brush and how chunky it looks. So again, I can see it falling off on my desk, so make sure you spray it. Let's go under the eye with that. And look at that. We've used all the shades. Are you shocked? You shouldn't be by now. Right, I'm going to go and do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the first look. She's really pretty. It's a really lovely soft glam that you can get with this. Obviously, if you have, well, probably sultry, maybe. You can create this look from any number of palettes. However, if you don't have anything like this, if you don't have anything with a really great shimmer in it, I mean, let's look. This is one that you don't have to think too hard about. Just slap on a transition colour, darken it up, a bit of shimmer, something under the eye, and you're going to get a really nice soft glam look, as you can see. I mean, I used all 9 shades. You don't need to. That was just so you could see what they look like. What do you think? I like it. Let's go and play with Sugar now. Okay, we are diving into the second look with the Sugar palette now. So this is sort of the cool toned sister. We've got essentially 3, these 2 here and this one here are a true creamy matte. These 3 are what I'd call a sparkle matte. They've got really fine particles of glitter in it, and then we've got the 3 shimmers in the middle. Like, take a look at that. I mean, I'm going to use that. Of course I am. So, and this had better look okay because we're going out for dinner. So if it looks terrible, I'm in all sorts of bother. Okay, so going in first with this pinky fleshy matte. I'm just going to peel this off. I didn't use the mirror last time, but I am going to use it now. And mainly because the lighting has changed, and if I put my makeup mirror in front of me, it's going to block out my light. So that's coming off quite good. Don't forget to tap it off. There is a bit of kickback on this. The first palette, as you saw, I did have a little bit of fallout on my cheeks. Just be aware of that. It came off pretty easy. However, you may want to do your eyeshadow first, just for that reason. Okay, going into this cool tone neutral center top row. I really like this palette. Right? The first palette, first look, obviously super warm tone, very wearable, very soft glam. This is just a, like I said, more neutral, a bit more colour to play with. So just working that around there, going back into the first shade now, just tapping off around the edge. that's wet. Okay, going into this dark brown. This is a super cool tone, dark brown. Going into that first up. And on me, I don't think I'll probably end up using all the shades like I did in the other palette. Only because there's more variance, particularly in these. But I've tapped that out just to get, like, she's so dark brown, as you can see, she's nearly black. It's super cool toned. Now going in with a clean brush just to work that colour. And look at that, even just like that. You could use this shadow if you didn't want, you could use either of these if you didn't want to add any shimmer to your lids and put that across your lid, or you could super smoke it up with this. But as you can see, as we're diffusing it out, it's softening up that shade. Now I'm just going into these. I'm going to try and show you the sparkle. This one feels a lot grittier than this one, but let's see if my camera focuses on it. Can you see the slight sparkle to that? Actually, there's more than a slight sparkle to it. Just don't know if that's picking it up. I don't have my glasses on, so obviously I can't see. But I'm just tapping that on. That's more burgundy. Just tapping that on lightly. And then going in with this brush and tapping it off gently. Just to bring the shadow up. Clean that off because I don't want it to get too out of control with the smokiness. Just tickling around the edges just to sheer that out now. Okay. As I said, we're going out for dinner, so hopefully this works. Back into that slightly taupey shade now. And again on this side, just to finesse that blend a bit. Okay, for under the eye, going in with a combination of those two lower colours, and we will blend that out shortly. Try not to poke yourself in the eye. So going in, now this has also got a bit of sparkle in it. There is a lot of kickback on that, so be aware. I'm using that to smoke out underneath the lower lash line. I would have gone into that taupey colour that we used for our transition, but just wanted to see what this looks like on the skin. I know. We are not going to see all the shimmers. I'm telling you, we can't. That's just too much on my face for now. I'm probably going to use most of them. Just cleaning that off now. I don't want any more product, but I do want to smoke it out a bit more. So what that does is ensure that I'm not putting more product on my eye, but it helps with the diffusion of it. Let's look at these shimmers, shall we? Going in with, what are we going to use? Oh, look at them. Yes, we're going to use that. Oof. This looks a bit discoloured. It is a silver, but I think it's because it's also gone over a darker colour. Let's see how we go. Okay, going across the centre of, oh, look at that. Look at that. I reckon these probably give, straight away, Charlotte Tilbury Pop Shots a run for the money, these shimmers. These are really, really nice. So, if you want a bit of colour and you're not sure, this is the same price as one of the Pop Shots. So, I think I know what I'd rather spend my money on. What about you? Okay, I've just gone into the purple and we're just going to tap that on the outer corner. Look at that. Oh yeah. That's pretty. You can see I'm a little bit more excited about this than the Spice palette, but that's because of the variation in the colour story, I think. That blue and the purple shimmer, particularly that blue, going into the central pink shade now on the inner corner. Again, using my fingers. If you're using a brush, spray it with setting spray. I mean, this is just a fun little palette. Now I know I said I wasn't going to use all the shades, but I also know that I said I probably would end up. The only shade I haven't used is the silver. That is there. I've used every other one. So guess what's on here? Yep, the silver. I have sprayed it with setting spray because I'm using a brush. Just tapping that on that inner corner. Now what I will say is that these shimmers are super, super soft, so be careful, don't go in too hard because you can feel it on your finger. There's already a dent in there. Okay, so just going back now, this had the taupe on it, the original taupe in there. Just using this, I cleaned it off, just using this to blend all around the edges. How nice is that? I am going to go and do the rest of my face and I'll be back with it finished and some thoughts on these. Okay, so that is the finished second look using the Sugar palette. Again, look at those shimmers. It's very neutral around the rest of the eye, and then we've got that pop with that. So, thoughts on them. Obviously both looks, I really like them. This is the Spice palette, warmer. It's got those, and then this is more neutral, more cool toned. Don't want to pick one. I really like them both. Like, I really like them both. So it just comes down to what your preference would be, whether you like a warmer tone or whether you like a cooler tone, or in fact, if you like an 18-pound palette and get both. Still comes up cheaper than a Huda or a Natasha Denona palette of that size. There's obviously, I think there's more versatility in this one just because of the colour tonal difference in the shimmers as opposed to this. Either way, you're going to get beautiful looks out of it. The quality is really, really good. Do I think they're worth the money? Absolutely. I would, if you like these, I would say go grab them while you can. They are limited. If you don't quite have the budget for either of them, I don't really have anything that I don't think in my collection that would dupe the Sugar palette. Certainly not anything that is not a along the lines of Pat McGrath. So you're going to be spending money. However, the closest I think that I have to the Spice palette is the Morphe Gold Seeker. Slightly, let me just try and put this up here. Obviously not exactly the same, but there's enough, get rid of that gold in the center. There's enough similarities that you could create a very, very similar look. No comparison in the quality. The other thing that you need to consider is, and I think I mentioned this at the start of the video, there are rumours that Anastasia Beverly Hills could be in trouble with her financial backer wanting to be paid out just due to the downturn in profits. You know, they went ham and released a heap of palettes a few years back, not giving each palette a time to shine, and I don't think they've really recovered from that. So she may not be around forever. These two are beautiful. These two are really beautiful and hopefully sell enough that it helps her out of this financial situation. I'm going to go and get dressed, go out for dinner with my husband, who is sitting about 2.5 meters away from me. Yep, he has to put up with this when I film at the moment. Isn't he a lucky man? So, until next time, my friends, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends to come along, hang out, subscribe. Tell me which one's your favourite out of these two, or if you're looking at picking up either of them. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Have fun. Until next time, take care. Bye.